iHeartRadio just got even better with services and features no one else has. Real live radio and your music in one app. Plus, you can now get unlimited skips. Play any song. Instantly replay or add songs directly to your playlist that you hear on the radio. Even take your music offline and listen data-free. There's nothing else like it. Open the app or download it now. The new and improved iHeartRadio. Get it today.
Are you gonna bark all day, little doggy? Or are you gonna bite?
What have you done? Where are we?
Greetings from the Humongous, the Lord Humongous, the warrior of the wasteland, the Ayatollah of rock and roller.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
I'm gravely disappointed.
Thomas, keep the gun on him. He's definitely a criminal.
From the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and yesterday, it's the real Retro Radio Live.
Take your stinking paws off me, you dirty ape!
Be prepared. We're in modulation mode. Get ready for takeoff.
All right, I'm Erik Danger 9 Heist.
And I am the Jackhammer.
Jackie Gaeta. We are live, somewhat alive, half dead, somewhat alive. So I got to tell you real quick, this Sopranos thing is getting big, and this it's getting bigger than we're gonna need a bigger gun, as they say in this thing of ours. So on March 3rd, Monday, March 3rd, and this is to my sponsors, right? This is an opportunity for my sponsors. You know, we've got Cafe Grumpy, My Envy Salon, Punk Rock Museum. We got Asylum Tattoos. This is an opportunity to come on board and have 3 celebrities talk about your business live on iHeart. If you want to see that happen, if you want to come in and sponsor the show, great. We have a little thing. You'll get a signed 24 by 36 inch poster signed by the cast. We've got Oksana Lotto, who played Irina Pelson, Vincent Cortola, Johnny Sack, and we got John Bianco, Jerry Torsiano. Not one night, 2 nights. Monday, March 2nd from 6 to 8 o'clock, they're going to be at Unicos. It used to be called San Mateo's. Food's the same. They just wanted to rebrand it. Unico sounds a little bit different. But for the old schoolers, it used to be San Mateo's, and that's March 2nd from 6 to 8 o'clock, and they're at 19810 Village Center Drive, Suite 145A in Fort Myers, Florida. Day 2, March 3rd, which is a Tuesday, they're at Enzos in Fort Myers. Do everybody a favor. Give me a call, or give the promoter a call, 973-420-031. Tell them you listen to Retro Radio. Tell them that you want to be heard on the radio. You want these Soprano guys to talk about you. 2 great special guests. One of my favorite directors, Danny Provenzano, is going to be there. And it's getting hosted by the Boston Guido himself. This guy's funny. Not funny how, but funny ha-ha. 2 events you don't want to miss. And, of course, we are brought to you by My Envy Salon. They're also in Florida. They're in Cape Coral. They're at 1338 Cape Coral Parkway East. Let me tell you, I love Jody's stylists. They are sculptrists. They're amazing. And you can go to myenvysalon.com. Give Jody a call, 239-542-6303. You're on location. I'm on the other side of the location. And tell everybody what you're drinking. What are you drinking?
Cafe Grumpy.
The Grumpy Grump Heartbreaker Espresso. I was on the phone at 4 o'clock this morning. I'm on the radio right now. I just got off the phone with Danny Provenzano, and Danny's going to give me a heart attack. And he told me, he goes, hey, I've been known to give people 2 heart attacks. I love him like a brother, and I'm trying to get some sponsors for his event. It would mean a lot to a lot of people. Come on board, sponsor the event, So 4 o'clock this morning, I said, you know what, give me 5 minutes. I downed a Heartbreak Espresso by Cafe Grumpy, and I was off to the races. And if you can't get to one of their great locations, and they just reopened at Grand Central Terminal, if you're running through the terminal like a nutcase, hit the brakes, drop in, grab a coffee. Tell them, hey, Retro Radio Live told me come in and get a coffee. But if you can't stop, and you're on the go, CafeGrumpy.com. It's that easy. And
that's how I'm drinking my Grumpy now. I had to stick a couple K-Cups in my purse on the run.
So in case people don't know, they don't make K-Cups, but we make our own K-Cups. We got those
absolutely.
We get
refillable.
Right, we get out the little purples, and we fill them up with the Grump. Yeah. Fill it up with the Grump. And away.
I have a Ziploc bag full of K-Cups.
Yeah, amen.
And I make myself.
Yup, and they're cold brew. Oh, and I'm telling you, from Paul Vario to Christy Swanson to Sandy Johnson on Halloween, they all love Cafe Grumpy, and you will too. Go to CafeGrumpy.com. 'Tis the season to get tattooed. It's cold outside wherever you're at. Not where I'm at, but wherever you're at, it could be cold. And what you want to do is you want to go to Asylum Tattoo in Coral, New York. Ask for Mindy. They got 6, 7, 8, 9 amazing tattoo artists there. You like the Japanese stuff. I love the Japanese stuff. And there's nothing better than to have that healing time. And you're going to unveil it when you take it all.
The reveal. The spring reveal.
The spring reveal. I'm all about it. And our newest sponsor, the Punk Rock Museum, they're located at 1422 Western Avenue in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tattoos, music, and marriage, living the punk dream in Vegas. You can get tattooed. Pete Kohler, brother of my brother Lou Kohler from the band Sick of It All, is going to be doing the tour coming up. Go to thepunkrockmuseum.com and get a ticket. Sick of It All guitarist Pete Kohler is giving the tour. You can't beat it. And get a tattoo or get married when you're there. Live the punk rock dream. Go to thepunkrockmuseum.com.
Can you even imagine that?
Yeah.
Babe, let's go check out this and have some fun. By the way,
yes.
Want to get married while we're here?
Hey, get a pair of Doc Martens. We'll get tattooed Doc Martens and get married all at the same time. And Pete could be there to be the best man. You probably all you got to do is ask him, right? All right, so when we come back, Jackie's going to be telling us what's going on, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I am Oksana Lada, and this is for the Sopranos fans. I am inviting you to dinner. Yes, a real sit-down dinner with me, Vince Curatola, and Gian Bianco at Unicos in Fort Meyers, Florida on March 2nd and 3rd, both days. It's 3-course dinner, meet and greet, questions, not just quick hello, so we'll have lots of fun. If you're there, stop by. If not, travel. Florida's weather is amazing. You can purchase the tickets at This Thing of Ours podcast.com. I'll place the link below, and I am looking forward to dine with you. See you soon.
Easy to discover the best podcast for whatever you're into, and I mean whatever. From true crime to history, comedy to food, and dozens of other topics. In fact, there's over 25,000 podcasts. But don't get overwhelmed, it's cool. iHeartRadio makes it easy to browse and find the ones perfect for you. And listening is always free. Even if you want to download them to your phone so you can listen offline, like on a plane. If you're going to take the podcast plunge, let iHeartRadio be your podcast player.
Now I love you like I do. Now I do. Don't know why I love you. Don't know why I care. I just want your love to share. I wonder why I love you like I do. Is it because I think you love me too? I wonder why I love you like I do, like I do. I told my friends that we would never part. They often said that you would break my heart. I wonder why they think that we will part. We will When you're with me, I'm sure you're always true. When I'm away, I wonder what you do. I wonder why, I'm sure you're always true, always true.
What's going on? I didn't play it today because we're doing all the Sopranos stuff, and I figured throwing him in there just didn't make any sense.
Right.
But what makes all the sense in the world is what's going on. Tell me, what is going on?
Yeah, Def Leppard at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace on the 17th at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Where's Caesar's Palace at?
Las Vegas on the Strip.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Where I am, it's really loud.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and there's, you might hear a dog or 5.
That's right.
Yeah, I know. And, of course, February 20th at the Golden Nugget, which is actually on Fremont Street, not on the Strip.
Okay.
We have
Dockin'! Well, I'm alone
I'm
again.
excited about that.
Without you. Yeah, I like Don Dockin. I'm trying to get him on the show. I'm trying.
Very, very, very. Well, you can't try as hard as you need to if you're up at 4 o'clock because the most awesome thing in the world is happening with the Sopranos.
This Sopranos thing is it's a juggernaut.
But it's awesome.
Let me tell you why. There's Sopranos sit downs, there's Goodfellas sit downs, and you always get, no disrespect to the B and the C and the D guys, right? But when it comes to Erik Caggiano Productions, he gets all the A-listers. And these guys are all A-listers. Tell me your thing.
My thing?
Yeah, tell me. Talk to me.
It's just phenomenal that this is even happening. My brain can't go anywhere but to this, and I want to be there so bad.
I know. I started rewatching all the seasons last night. I started with season 1. I got up to episode 4, and then I had to force myself to go to bed because I had a feeling my phone was going to ring at 7 Eastern time, which ended up being 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, yeah. I mean, we said it in the beginning. Like, there's 2 days of it, but there's a very limited window. If you want tickets, go to thisthingofOursPodcast.com. You're not going to want to miss this. And if you want to sponsor it, go to thisthingofOursPodcast.com. There's contact information. Get your products heard. I mean, we got Oksana Lada on the show coming up this week. Just listening to how sweet her voice is. You heard her in the commercial early in the show.
Yeah.
Like this is the thing to be. This is the thing to go to. Like let's close out these winter months down in Florida. Let's warm it up a little bit, and let's manja with the Sopranos.
It's phenomenal, and I would sell my left kidney to be there. I mean, if you can go.
If you can go, yeah,
sponsor.
Yep.
It's so worth it, and it's phenomenal.
How cool, because people don't know, like, they're going to have these cool posters down there. They're 24 by 36, and the Sopranos are going to sign them. I'd love to have one on my office wall framed. Johnny Sack, come on. Oksana Lada. Right, John Bianco. Like, yeah. Silver Sharpie, poster, frame, my office wall. Forget about it. Right, it's something good. What else we got going on?
We have Joan Jett and the Blackhearts coming back to House of Blues.
Yeah.
Wednesday, February 18th at 7:30. And that's a show, too. She's another icon.
Oh, she's not just a sweet thing. I love Joan Jett. Yeah, she did she did John Carpenter's dinosaur movie with Chuck Zito and Paul Vario. What an icon. And I love rock and roll. You know?
And April 17th, 18th, and 19th, we have the guided tour at the Punk Rock Museum.
Yeah, and I was just saying, Lou Kohler, who's battling cancer, my prayers go out to him and his family. His brother is coming to Las Vegas to host the tour, the Punk Rock Museum tour.
That's going to be awesome, too.
And these are all celebrity-endorsed events. Like,
aside from him being a celebrity, he's a good guy, too.
Oh, Pete's great. Pete, you can ask him a million guitar questions. You know how many countries they've been to? They did my Warriors event. We drew 30,000 people to my Warriors event, and every single one of them stayed to watch Sick of It All. You know, because there's Armand, Craig Ahead, Pete and Luke Kohler. They sold out my event for me. I'll say the Warriors did their thing, but for Sick of It All, I mean, I'm old school, and we just had Gabriel Rotello on the show last week. Like, don't pretend. Like, be punk. Go to the Punk Rock Museum. If you can't catch Pete, then you better be in Florida checking out the Sopranos. We're doing is endorsing celebrity fueled events that you can be a part of.
I mean, I could have an entire 3-page list of what's going on, but what I've spoken about, what you've spoken about, what we've spoken about is just iconic. These are huge.
You like again. So, what else can you talk about that beats any of that? You know what I mean? Yes, there's right. Listen, unless you have a flip phone, find out what's going on. We're only talking about the upper echelon stuff today. I've got 2 huge guests on the show today. They're trying to finish their documentary, Life After Goodfellas, and when we come back, we're going to have them on the show. Hey, Jackie.
Yeah?
Thank you, my darling.
You're welcome.
All right.
And
Yes.
one of these days we'll be in the same place at the same time on Mondays.
Again.
But for now, it is what it is, and it's still great.
Amen
and I'm
to that.
still the jackhammer.
Jersey rules.
Absolutely.
Thanks, son.
You're welcome. Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, when we come back, we're going to be talking Goodfellas.
iHeartRadio just got even better with services and features no one else has. Real live radio and your music in one app. Plus, you can now get unlimited skips. Play any song. Instantly replay or add songs directly to your playlist that you hear on the radio. Even take your music offline and listen data-free. There's nothing else like it. Open the app or download it now. The new and improved iHeartRadio. Get it today.
I wonder who wrote the book of love? Tell me, who wrote the book of love? I've got to know the answer. Was it someone from above? I wonder who wrote the book of love? I love you, darling, baby, you know I do. But I've got to see this book of love, find out why it's true. I wonder who wrote the book of love? Chapter 1 says the lover, you love her with all your heart. Chapter 2 you tell her, you never ever gonna part. In chapter 3 remember the meaning of romance. In chapter 4 you break up, but you give her just one more chance. Oh, I wonder who wrote the book of love? Baby, I love you, yes I do. Well, it says so in this book of love, ours is the one that's true. I wonder who wrote the book of love? Chapter 1 says the lover, you love her with all your heart. Chapter 2 you tell her, you never ever gonna part. In chapter 3 remember the meaning of romance. In chapter 4 you break up, but you give her just one more chance. Oh, I wonder who wrote the book of love? Baby, I love you, yes I do. Well, it says so in this book of love, ours is the one that's true. I wonder who wrote the book of love? I wonder who wrote the book of love?
Easy to discover the best podcast for whatever you're into, and I mean whatever. From true crime to history, comedy to food, and dozens of other topics. In fact, there's over 25,000 podcasts. But don't get overwhelmed, it's cool. iHeartRadio makes it easy to browse and find the ones perfect for you. And listening is always free. Even if you want to download them to your phone so you can listen offline, like on a plane. If you're going to take the podcast plunge, let iHeartRadio be your podcast player.
iHeartRadio. I'm Erik Danger 9 Heist. I love movies. I love producing. I love directing. I love everything about it and the anxiety that comes with it. When I found out they were doing Life After Goodfellas, I had to reach out for Ashley Pugh and for Lisa Downs because I know in the industry they're it's what's called going through it. Thank you guys for coming on. Hopefully this could be therapeutic for both of us. Thanks again.
Thank you for having us on. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's good to meet a kindred spirit.
Well, you know, you can't pick a better film to want to go to Americans with. You know what I mean? And Martin Scorsese, it's one of like we had talked off air, and we know every line to that movie. You know what I mean? And
definitely in our house, it happens once a day at least. A quote from Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we talked about, and again, you know, I'm not going to reiterate it, but just the funny relationship that we all have with Sam Jones, who played Flash Gordon in that documentary you did. So much great energy, really.
He's the most special person.
Yeah, we spent a long time. We probably spent 3 years with Sam doing Life After Flash, and we just become really good friends with him. And he's like an older brother for me. That just kind of he's just a lovely man.
When you see someone in film or TV or in whatever genre, and you
Sure.
just think, I really hope that they are exactly who I want them to be, and he is everything you could hope for.
And such a wonderful
absolutely,
family as well.
absolutely. And like I said, me, him, and Chip Mayer, came up together. We were like the Three Musketeers, and when Chris died, it kind of brought him and I closer. But and I'll just reiterate the one quick story. I got a call from Sheila Jaffe, who's the casting director on Sopranos and Entourage and all these things, and she's awesome. And again, that goes back to we're hosting, or Danny Provenzano and Erik is hosting this big Sopranos thing in Florida. But Sheila had called me up and said, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing. Why? What's up?" "You wouldn't happen to have Sam Jones's phone number, would you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, 619." You know it, right? You know his number, right? And she's like, "Oh, okay, thanks." And then he calls me up like the day later, and he goes, "I'm casting the movie Ted," and I'm like, "I'm not." So I'm like, "Oh, I would have loved to have been in Ted."
180 his life completely.
Yeah. But I love the fact that people embrace retro. Like Ted screams retro. Flash Gordon screams retro. That's we're Retro Radio Live. 16 years of talking about retro stuff, and I'm still not even done. But
we love retro.
It will ever be done.
We love it. It's fascinating. Lisa's obsessed with VHS and old formats, and I'm desperately trying to drag her into modern sort of technical stuff. I still love retro myself, but she's not happy unless she's doing a limited edition VHS run,
right?
Or
that would be funny if you actually released this on VHS. That would actually be kind of funny. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, please.
I missed what you said. Sorry.
No, I said it would be funny if you actually put it out on VHS. But
we do.
We do limited release VHSs of all the films.
Don't you worry. You can
they sell out.
Brilliant. You can have an Impala or MPSC. You can pick one.
They literally sell out in. I'm fascinated by it because when Lisa originally said do them, I was like, "Are you crazy? VHS?" And literally, we did a limited release of them, and they sold out quicker than anything. It was fascinating.
And that's the same reason I have Rock'em Sock'em Robots on my desk.
Oh, I love that game. I love it.
Right.
Nostalgia will never die.
Yep.
It wasn't called Rock'em Sock'em Robots here, though. It had a different name, and I can't remember what it was. But it wasn't, the American version was Rock'em Sock'em, and we had something else.
You probably had have a go. Have a go, robots, mate.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
But it was different. It wasn't as cool.
Do you want to have a go? And I'm like, what's that mean? I had to pick up Aussie slang when I was in Australia because I'm like, what does that mean? Hey, you want to have a go? You want to have a cuppa, mate?
What was your favorite Australian slang?
I'm sorry?
What was your favorite Australian slang?
Not the C word, I'll tell you that. They love this. They love the C word.
They do.
I think because I grew up in America with Woolworths. Like Woolworths was a 5 and dime store, and you could go in there and have lunch and sit at the counter and have coffee. And I think that it's between Macca's and going to Woolies, mate.
Woolies is a staple. Yeah.
Yeah, like hey, whatever, or a cuppa. But yeah, and I'm like, oh what? Oh yeah. And you can't get a regular cup of coffee.
Sydney, so she knows a bit about that.
Right. Like, what's a Tim Tam? What's a Bicky? What's a Bicky, mate?
I love Tim Tams.
Tim Tams are just,
right.
Anyone who doesn't like Tim Tams or Vegemite in Australia is not really Australian.
Well, again, I had this conversation this morning with somebody from the UK. If you don't put a little bit of butter before you put on your Vegemite, you're not going to like it. Like, people don't know how to eat Vegemite. I'm like, but what's funny, the funniest thing about Australia is they say they don't say mate. And I'm like, yeah, you do. They're like, mate, we don't say, they're like, mate, we don't say mate. And I'm like, you say mate, like, let's have a go, mate. Let's pitch a dory, mate. I want to get.
Yeah, no, they do.
Right, everything's mate. We took a ride in my Commodore, mate. And I'm like, you guys say mate a lot. And they're like, we don't even say mate. And I'm like, oh my god. And
I can't do Vegemite. I'm a Marmite guy. She hates Marmite, and I hate Vegemite. So
right, but you got to put a little bit of butter, and then you got to put an egg on it, and the kebabs.
The butter. The butter. And also, I find Vegemite and a bit of avocado is really delicious as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't like peas on my pies. I don't like when they put peas on my pies.
I think that's an English thing.
Oh, my favorite slang was servo pies. I'm like, what's a servo pie? It's actually a meat pie you get at the gas station. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. The service station pie.
Yeah.
Servo pies.
Right.
Where you don't really know if it's meat or not.
Yeah, because you come to America, I'll be like, we can't get a service pie, mate. They'll be like, what, a servo pie? Like, and again, like there's houseos. There's a lot of houseos, which is public housing in Australia. They have their own language. Like if you look up Trent from Punchy, who's from Punch Bowl, Australia, on YouTube, unless you know Aussie slang, mate, you will not understand a word this kid says. And it's just, it's ridiculous. So now you speak proper English. You guys are from the UK. And now you're dealing with a bunch of guys that talk like, forget about it. Like we were doing this thing. And,
we've got quite used to it, to be honest. We went to PaisanCon like 2 years ago. It was an incredible experience. And we got invited out there, and Lorraine was out there.
Yep.
And Chris was out there.
Yep.
And we got invited by the guy that runs it, who's fantastic. And we went, and we were like, we didn't know what to expect. And we went out there.
Oh, boy. And it was in Jersey.
Incredible.
And it was in Jersey.
It was everything you would expect. And apparently we can be Paisan.
Yeah, it was the inaugural PaisanCon, the first one.
Oh, okay.
And it was like being on the set for The Sopranos. It was just guys in tracksuits with chains, walking around with rolls of money, introducing you to friends of theirs. It was fantastic. And then I turned around, Lisa said, Paul Giamatti's behind you. I was like, what? I turned around, Paul Giamatti's there, so I went and talked to Paul Giamatti. And then, like,
it
literally.
was so fun.
It was such a good event.
But I didn't realize it was exactly like Ash said, being like in The Sopranos. You just think, maybe there's like kind of caricatures of people.
No.
But so lovely. And by the end of it, like, I was kind of talking like this, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit like that. And it was
friends of ours.
Yeah, it was a really good event.
What's even funnier is I grew up in Bloomfield, Belleville, in Newark, New Jersey.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right. And then I've been to Tony's house in West Caldwell 100 times. And I'm sure you went to the house, and I'm sure the people came out and tried to invite you in. Like, that's how cool, like, this whole thing that you're doing is. Like, it's embraced when you try to do something cool. Now, my spin is, did you try to get hold of the Vario family? Because if you didn't know, Paul Cicero, who played Paulie, by Paul Sorvino, played Paul Cicero. The actual character, like Tootie, were called Vario. That was their real name. And I know that the Vario family had a problem because you don't know how their name or their anything is going to be protected, and we understand brand protection, being filmmakers, we got to protect the brand. Did you reach out for any of the Varios, or did you do any? Is this basically based on the film, or is this based on a little bit of the true stuff? Like, where does this film take us?
Well, the great thing about what we try and do with these Life After films is they're not making of films. So we try and look at a strong biographical aspect.
Okay.
And in this case, the biographical aspect is obviously looking at Chris Cerrone, how as young Henry came through the film.
Right.
Also look at Henry's real story in terms of, what happened. We interviewed Bo Dietl, who was obviously, cop around the time.
Right.
We basically interviewed people from all aspects of it. Nicholas Pileggi telling us his whole kind of aspect of how
Henry's
it was all done.
Joe.
Yeah,
Okay.
Henry's brother Joe, we filmed quite a lot as well to get some sort of stuff on that.
Sure.
And we have this arc of the real Henry, running through, and then the film itself, the making of the film, and also a look at Italian-American culture as a whole.
Right.
So we didn't go too deep into any aspects like the Varios or too far down, because the first cut we had of this film was like 7 hours long.
Jeez.
And we were like, how are we going to turn this into a sort of, so what will happen is our film is about an hour 40,
right? But
the Blu-ray that we release will probably end up with about 4 or 5 hours of materials on it.
Sure.
But we had such a wealth of material. The difficulty in doing these films for us is how do we actually structure that in a way that makes it autobiographical or biographical in some way, celebrates the love of the film, raises it above some DVD extra, because we never wanted to make just some sort of DVD extra. There was, we're trying to make something that's extensive and really scratches the itch for Goodfellas fans.
And also part of the life after, all the cast and crew talk about how the film has impacted them. We explore kind of where their lives have taken them and what they have done since and who they've worked with and what they're really proud of. And so there's definitely many layers, but obviously trying to, as Ash said, fit it in kind of a reasonable time.
It's a giant onion. It's a giant onion.
Discovering how complex the stories of the real characters are, we have to kind of pick and choose what to cover.
Because if we went into the Vario story, that could be a 3-hour documentary itself, right?
Yeah, the whole Canarsie story is a little nutty to begin with, and like I said, I know both sides of the story, right? And I know that, of course, Henry's going to tell his version of the story, which is a great story, Personally, he destroyed a lot of lives. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's my and no disrespect to what you're doing, because you're doing something you love based on a movie that you loved. Okay. But it's if you look at and this was such a poignant point I heard the other day. Joe Pistone, who played Donnie Brasco,
love that film too.
Right, another great film. But he knew what he was doing was going to get people killed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the sad part of it. What did he think was going to happen? You know what I mean? And there's so much, and again, if you talk to certain people or listen to certain things, Donnie Brasco's a rat movie. Goodfellas is a rat movie. A lot of these books are rat books. A lot of people don't see the entertainment value, and it's a very small percentage that people think it's a rat movie. I mean, I love the movie, and I just happen to know it's a rat movie. You know what I mean? Did you get that kind of feedback yet? That why are you producing a rat movie or anything like that, or have you avoided that?
One of the things for us was interesting was we've interviewed so many people around Henry from, I guess, initially, some people say, if you speak to some of his family, they'll say Henry was a great raconteur.
Right.
Yes, he was, as a young kid, he was always into schemes, things he could make money, do things.
Sure.
And then, we spoke to Ed McDonald, the prosecutor, who had a great deal of love for Henry, but said, unfortunately, he thought that Goodfellas was really the unmaking of Henry, because it gave him this spotlight, which allowed him to get more drugs and more drink and more things, which, ultimately caused his demise.
Right.
So, and then other people sort of said, really, Henry was massively glamorized, because he wasn't, anywhere near as glamorous as he was portrayed by Ray Liotta.
Right. I've heard so many people say he would, unless he was with Paul Vario, he was not going in through the kitchen at the Copacabana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that from a million people. Let me be the first to offer this. There's a great story about Henry's first pinch in my interview. I would love to donate it to your film. Anything that, because the Henry Hill interview, you can rip it off of YouTube. It's still on there. And any part of that you want to take for your documentary, I'd be more than happy to donate it. Okay.
Oh, amazing, man. That's
yeah, because there's a great
yeah.
first story about how he first got pinched buying. It's funny. It's a great part. I'll send you copies of it. You guys have, and I'm saying this on the air. You guys have all my permission in the world to use any of that footage you want to use.
Oh, bless you.
Absolutely, because you're getting secondhand stories. Because Henry's first pinch was not cigarettes, but he was. Tootie Vario gave him the car and a credit card, which wasn't anybody's, and said, "Go get me tires for the car." And he said, that was back then. They had the book, and then you just watch the thing. It's hysterical. It's hysterical because he got his first juvenile delinquent card, and this is Henry. I mean, it's all on video. We shot it, and I think we shot it in 2K. But the great thing about documentaries is, again, there's no deliverable. There's no gun to put to your head saying, no, it's got to be in 6K. It's got to be in 12K. It's got to be, we're given a little bit of freedom. Like you can actually shoot a documentary on your iPhone 14 or 17 now,
Well, we're quite lucky on that point. We discovered somebody who, essentially they filmed in his house, and he was a film student at the time, George.
Okay.
And they allowed him to film. Scorsese said, yeah, shoot the whole thing. You're a film student, go for it.
Oh.
And he shot 2 hours of footage in Queens.
Oh, wow.
His house, of all behind-the-scenes footage from Goodfellas. And basically, he has given us access to all that unseen material, which is incredible stuff. It's like all the making of all the scenes where it was De Niro's house.
Yeah.
All those scenes where they're playing cards and doing things. We actually had dinner on the table where they were all playing cards and doing stuff.
The one where they shot Spider or the one with the painting?
The one, basically, there's a fast sequence of stills where it's photo stills saying they're always playing cards, they're always here, they're always there. And the Jimmy's son having his birthday and they bring the birthday cake out.
Right.
All of that out. Where they had the makeup party, all of that stuff was shot at one house in Queens.
Wow.
And George at his dad's house, and he's very emotionally attached to it. His dad's passed on now, but he's super attached to the fact that his family had this connection to the film. So he now lives in Alaska. We flew to Alaska, and he gave us the 2 VHS cassettes out of his.
Oh my God, that's a blessing.
That had been there since 1989, and we bought these back, carefully had them restored,
right.
And it's some incredible footage of everybody behind the scenes, and they just gave George complete access. No problem, you shoot everything. He's interviewing people, he's interviewing Scorsese's dad, he's on set filming everything with Lorraine. And it's a lot of this stuff's never been seen before. So we spent a lot of time chatting to him, explained that we would treat this footage with real respect. Over time, he realised that we were true to our word, and finally allowed us to use it all.
Absolutely.
And he's become a really good friend of ours. I mean, he's a lovely, lovely man. He's got a wonderful family, and we flew out to Alaska, spent some time with him, brought these tapes back. And he's now become part of the production. So we've met so many incredible people,
right,
and formed relationships that we'll have for the rest of our lives, which is amazing.
I have them on the radio. I mean, literally, by the time we get off, we're all going to be best friends. That's because it's an emotional thing. I got to tell you, if and again, just because I don't know what you know, but I know what I know. I know that when you live in LA and everybody says, "Oh, I'm going to Hollywood." No, you're not. You're going to LA. Stop calling it Hollywood. It's LA. And these studios, like Warner Brothers, they have people that answer the phones all day just to say no. Hey, can I? No. But can I? No. Yeah. Can you connect? No. And when Sirius XM dropped Henry in my lap, and I said, I want to bring in a crew, a small crew, right? And I said, I want to use clips from the film Goodfellas. And this was 15 years ago, right? They were like, no problem, take the whole film. No licensing, no nothing. Here you go. And I'm just like, wow. I found Warner Brothers probably one of the easier companies to deal with. What were your experiences dealing with Warner Brothers?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, we're basically, most of the film footage we use in the context of fair use.
Right.
And we have interviews that sort of set that process up. our legal sort of team are really good on this stuff, so we're very careful with how things are used, and they get all the permissions we need to use things. And it's just, as independent filmmakers, we just have to be very careful how we do that, but we're always very careful that we do everything by the book, because when we distribute these films, we need it to be completely, legally above board. So we have a team at a company called Reviewed and Cleared who are really good at making sure all of that stuff's dealt with. So I don't have a lot of direct contact with those guys.
Okay.
It's mainly done through our clearance lawyers.
Well, here's the reason I'm asking. I mean, I talk to them directly. And they're like, yeah, here. But the fact is that you're doing it the right way. Like, there's guys and there's a big store in New York called B&H where everybody buys their camera equipment. Everybody goes in there and might want to buy a Blackmagic 6K Pro Cinema or their Komodo Dragons or, the Reds and all these other things. And they think they're filmmakers. And anybody with a MacBook Pro thinks they have an editing suite. So, right. And again, that's not filmmaking. Like, pre-production is everything. Doing it the right way is everything. Because if you don't do pre-production, I mean a really good pre-production, and I told the guy this morning, I said, when you see a list of 300 people in the credits, those are 300 headaches you had.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So doing it right the first time, like, makes things easier. Like, you're not going to get across the finish line faster than the guy that takes shortcuts, but you're doing it the right way, and it makes it better for everybody to be attached to it. You know what I mean?
We've definitely learned along the way from Flash, and we just developed kind of our system and got really great people behind us, which is really good.
Yeah, and our credit list is definitely not hundreds of people.
It's very small.
But the people that are on there are very good at what they do, which is great.
And the trailer is brilliant. The trailer is actually brilliant. Listen, it prompted me enough that I know the story, and you guys got the cojones to come out and do this, because I understand the undertaking. I'll tell you another quick backstory. So I went out to dinner with Paul Vario and his beautiful wife. She just came out with a book called On the Lam. You got to read it. It's hysterical.
I've heard about this. I really want to read it.
Please get it. It's on Amazon. It's called On the Lam. It's by Catherine Avario. But so I'm talking with Paulie about this, and he's like, yeah, I was in a restaurant, right? And I saw Paul Sorvino. And I'm like, oh, how did that go? And he goes, nah. He goes, I walked up to him and I said, thank you so much. You honored my grandfather. You did a great job. I really appreciate what you did. Thank you so much. And Paul Sorvino was like, yeah, no problem. Thank you. Then I had, Dee Sorvino's version, right? Because I had her on stage with Chris and a few other people, for the Goodfellas reunion in Vegas. And I go, okay, do you remember the story when Paul Vario came up to your husband in a restaurant? She goes, yes. I go, what happened? She goes, we're just minding our own business. And this guy, this lumbering, very threatening looking guy comes up to us, taps Paul on the shoulder and says, hey, I just want to thank you, blah, 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 blah. And I go, and then he just walked away. And I go, then what happened? He goes, my husband looked at me and told me he shit himself. So I love both versions of that story. So with that being said, there's so much entertainment in knowing both sides of the story. Like, nobody has really, like, because again, you'll look at Henry's side, you'll look at Paulie's side, you'll look at the film. There's so many different sides to this story. Then there's all the different sides to the film. Because the hour and 40 minutes or whatever it is of you're watching it literally broke somebody's back and spirit somewhere down the line. Like, nothing happens effortlessly. How long were you guys in pre-production before you actually started shooting?
It's because we work so independently, we don't really have the kind of pre-production, production, post-production phases that most projects have. So our pre-production was really us zooming Chris, right, and then I book all the travel, I book all the logistical sides of things.
Okay.
And then we go and start filming. And, over the past couple of years, we've been filming 3 or 4 projects at the same time to make the most of being overseas because we're in the UK. So it's really hard to kind of compartmentalize the phases of everything. We really just start filming. We filmed with Chris, and then we happened to get an interview with Mike Starr afterwards. So we went to interview him. And then I just do the research as I'm trying to reach out to people, and then we just go and film people.
Well, that's actually kind of brilliant. And let me tell you why I think that's brilliant. Because before you booked that flight and before you talked to Chris, you had a map in your head, right? Of this is what we're going to do. And you literally took every segment before you got on the plane or turned on that camera, had a game plan, you know, and then worked with what you captured. Like, not everybody can do that. If everybody could do that, everybody would do it. You know,
we found a lot of time, if we wait for things to happen, it would never happen. So our background on this was we'd made 3 Life After films before.
Right.
One on Flash Gordon, one on Neverending Story, and one on Flight the Navigator. And they were all kind of childhood films of Lisa's that she loved.
I love them too.
And I liked them, but they weren't the passion films that I...
How dare you?
Flash Gordon I loved. The other 2 weren't really passion ones for me. And I said, if these are like 4 or 5 year commitments,
right?
If we're going to do one of these, another one, I want it to be something I love. And not long after, we got the opportunity to meet Chris Saroni.
Sure.
And it's, you know, Lisa often says these things, you know, kind of come around by some sort of universal ordering, and it made sense. We met Chris, we did a Zoom with him, we got on like a house on fire. Next thing we know, we're in Denver filming with him, and it's become a long-term friendship through that, in the same way that it was with Sam. Over time, initially, you know, you interview these people, and I'm sure they're thinking, are these guys just looking to get something out of me? But over time, we win them over, and all of our interview subjects over the last few years, we've, you know, generally become really good friends with. Some have been more difficult than others, but some have become really good friends.
But it's also part of, I think, what's fun about documentaries is you can't really know where it's going to end. You can have a rough idea. I mean, Goodfellas, it was such a big undertaking. I just had no idea where it would go.
Right.
We just kind of did one interview at a time. But, you know, something like Sam's story, it took 5 or 6 interviews for him to trust us. And so all these things came out through his friends that they were telling us about Sam's story. Because Sam was great. He just said to his friends, say whatever you want as long as it's truthful. And so all these stories came out about his life, his marriage, his brother. And so then I had to go to Sam and say, hey, look, all these people are saying these things. I really need to talk to you about this. And that changed the whole trajectory of what that documentary became.
Right.
We had this similar undertaking with Neverending Story. And so we started Goodfellas really just going, like Ash said, we had this opportunity. We interviewed Chris. Then we just pulled out IMDb and went through and started reaching out to people, and just we were like, let's just see where this takes us. And it turned out really well.
That's what I do for radio. I mean, I don't circumvent around people. Like, I go on IMDb Pro. I've been, I'm a member of SAG, and I'll contact their agents and their managers first. Even if I know you, I don't circumvent around people. So I'm going to assume that it was Lisa that loved Neverending Story, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So we're gonna segue a little bit, and I'm sure you guys watch Stranger Things, right?
You know what? I have watched it all and loved it, but Lisa's never seen it.
Which is nuts, because it's completely my bag.
It's totally
You haven't watched it?
Where have you been? I haven't watched it. But you know what is great now is I can experience it for the first time and not have to wait for every season. It's all out, I think.
Okay.
And I can just binge it.
You were producing a documentary, a TV documentary, and whilst that was going on, you were doing very long hours, and I was binge watching Stranger Things. So you kind of
that can be my excuse, but I appreciate it. Totally up my alley.
Okay, so the answer is no. You haven't seen Stranger Things, correct?
I haven't seen Stranger Things. I'm embarrassed, but I haven't.
Okay, I'm going to play something for you. It's a scene from season 3. It's 3 minutes long, and just give it a listen, okay? This is between 2 characters, Dustin and Susie, okay? You got to hear this, okay? Then you're going to love it.
Susie, I copy.
Susie!
Steven? Yes, Steven. Where have you been?
I'm so sorry. I've been really busy. I'm trying to save the world from Russians and monsters.
Of course you have. Get the goddamn number already. Who was that?
It was, I don't know. Actually, I think it was just some interference. So why don't we change frequency to 1.158?
Yeah, shifting frequency. Stand by.
I copy, Susie Pooh. It sounds much better now. Thanks. Susie. Okay, so listen. Do you know Planck's constant?
You know the Earth orbits the sun?
Okay, so I know it starts with 2 sixes, and then well, what is it?
Okay, let me just be clear on this. I haven't heard from you in a week, and now you want a mathematical equation that you should know so you can save the world?
Susie Pooh, I promise I will make it up to you as soon as possible.
You can make it up to me now.
What?
I want to hear it.
Not right now.
Yes, now, Dusty Bun.
Susie Pooh, this is urgent.
Yes, you're saving the world. I heard you the first time, but Dad is also saving Earthsea, and he's about to confront the shadows. So this is Susie signing off.
Wait. Okay. Turn around. Look at what you see in her face. The mirror of your dreams. Make believe I'm everywhere. Give it in the light. Written on the pages is the answer to a never-ending story. Reach the stars. Fly up at the deep. Dream a dream. And what you see will be. Shining in their secret field. I'm close behind the clouds. And there upon a rainbow is the answer to a never-ending story.
So my point is that during this monster invasion, they had this song, but the theme to Never-Ending Story between each other, and I just popped. I'm like, oh, Never-Ending Story, like bringing back that great retro feeling, you know?
The only reason I was aware of it is because when we interviewed Lamal, he said he got a call from his cousin saying, you have to put on the television right now. You have to go and watch Netflix.
I try to tell you, it was an epic moment.
And it completely changed him as well, because the streams for that song, everyone was like, where is this song from? What's the original source? And so it kind of brought a whole new audience to Never-Ending Story. So I will watch it, but I was aware of that scene because of Lamal.
And the iTunes ad as well, where they had Noah Hathaway back on Falcor.
Yeah.
But here's the funny part: you guys just became 5 minutes smarter than the Duffer Brothers.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it took them forever and a headache to get that out, where you guys captured, like, you get it. Like, you get the emotions of it. Like, you know what it brings to the table. Like, yeah, not everybody likes what they like. People like what they like. I can tell you, I was with Steven Bauer at Chill Out, and we were with a group of people, and we were having a couple martinis, and some guy says to him, what movie were you in that I would know? And we went, Scarface, and the kid goes, I've never seen it.
What?
Yeah, and I'm just like, you want to see a whole bar turn their heads like they should have got whiplash. And then me and Steven are chanting Libertad. But
he's amazing.
Yeah, but again, this isn't an easy project. Like, and you've been in production how long?
2020.
Getting on for 6 years.
I can tell you, looking in the mirror now, the grey hairs are definitely more visible now than they were.
Welcome to the film industry.
I know. So what we try and do is, not necessarily at the end of every project, but even at the end of every shoot, we kind of sit down and we go, like, let's have a recap. What are we grateful for? What amazing experiences have we had? What amazing people have we interviewed? And, like when we interviewed Ileana Douglas, she just had apple pie for us. We went and had pie with her afterwards.
She was amazing.
It's just, we've had these incredible experiences that we really try and remember and appreciate as we go on this journey, because it is such a long journey.
And also you can get really kind of, oh, this is hard work. Oh, we haven't got enough money to do it.
There's nothing that, listen, saying that you've been in production that long means you haven't slept in that long.
No.
Yeah.
I know. Like, you got to keep your head on a swivel, and then it's like, you even get to a point where, like, I don't even want to answer the phone. Like,
that's where I'm at now.
Right, see? I know.
I get it.
I know. But the highs are high and the lows are so low,
Yeah.
you know?
The highs are high, though. I mean, we had just another example is we kind of occasionally will just suddenly go, right, we want to contact somebody. And we fired in an email to Debbie Mazar, and we got an email back going, yeah, I'm around. I'm in Florence, Italy. We could shoot on Tuesday. And we're in England. So like, okay. Got a flight to Florence, Italy.
Right.
Next thing, we're in her, like, I don't even know what 11th century castle with her husband, who's a chef, cooking for us, doing this interview with the absolutely wonderful Debbie Mazar. She was so lovely. She had giant dogs that were just jumping all over us, Rhodesian Ridgebacks.
Yeah.
But such a wonderful person.
We're aware that we choose to do this, and there are so many wonderful experiences that we have. As much as it's really stressful.
Well, that's my second question. Just real quick, you just took me back to Snatch with Jason Statham when you was in Doug's. What do you mean a Doug's? We get a caravan and a Doug.
I love that film as well.
Doug's. Oh my God. Yeah, see, we're from Jersey. We say dogs, right? Hey, let me get a kill. Yeah, that's a Rock Wilder dog. And you went total Jason Statham. You're like, it's a Doug. Doug.
That is cool.
I love it. So I'm talking. So what has been the hardest thing? And we're gonna talk. I want to talk to you about funding, because I know I'm gonna guess what the problem is. But just has there been any problems from the cast coming into this thing?
Cast-wise, have been so. I mean, we've had wonderful chats with so many people. Like Kevin Corrigan, Joseph D'Onofrio, Tony Darrow. We've interviewed like Barbara Defina, Bo Dietl,
Irwin Winkler.
Irwin Winkler was like one of the highlights.
Yeah, I met Irwin Winkler through Larry Gordon. Great guy. Great. These guys are legends. Irvin Winkler's a legend.
All of a sudden, we're in his Beverly Hills home, and we're there filming, and there's his Oscar for Rocky there, and he's like the loveliest guy, and he's giving us his time, and we filmed with him 3 times now, and he's just a guy.
I think what's really lovely is everyone who has been involved in the project has done it because they want to celebrate the film.
Right.
I'm really happy to be involved in it, so we haven't really had any issues with people per se, because everyone says yes because they want to be involved in it, and because Goodfellas is really important to them. And one of the things that we really love about doing these documentaries is, there's obviously been so much about Goodfellas in the past, where really you just see the, Martin Scorsese, Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro interviewed, which is obviously amazing because they're so important and fabulous. But some of the stories that we heard from, like, Joe Reedy, the first AD, and Bobby Griffin, the props master, and Christy Zia, the production designer, are stories that we've never heard because I've never seen them being interviewed. And so we have this kind of wonderful collection of people's memories, and we've had people in tears about how important Goodfellas is to them and how wonderful it is to have part of their CV. And so, it's just been a really wonderful experience that sometimes these are the first times these people have told these stories. Really,
Welter White, you know, the hat, the lucky hat. You know,
well, I want to get into this. No. You got okay. You posted the 38 that Henry used to walk across the street and smack that guy in the face with the other day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, who has that piece, or do you not want to say?
No, we can. I mean, we can't. I did a bunch of research and I discovered the prop store had sold a number of auction pieces.
Okay.
So we contacted the prop store because we've got a relationship with them, and they said, okay, we'll reach out to these people on your behalf and see if they're happy to be interviewed.
Wow.
And we basically got two emails back, and one guy has all of Ray Liotta's jewelry, all of the number plates of all of the cars, a whole range of stuff. And then another guy had the stunt pistol. So we filmed with him, and he's a really serious prop collector, has a whole, you know, a lot of these guys we film in the films, the prop collection, I think, is a really important part of what we do.
Huge.
Just as the pop culture aspect of it. So, you know, filming on Flash Gordon, we filmed a load of great stuff about props. On Never Ending Story, a load of great stuff about props. People love the props. So we've got...
and I love seeing the props in person.
Yeah, and we've got two great stories in the Goodfellas film of people who've got, you know, some of the great props from it. The props are very hard to get hold of from
Goodfellas. I know. Trust me, I know. I mean, I'm a big Planet of the Apes fan. I've been trying to buy one of those rifles for 30 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
it's a murky world as well, the prop collector world. You need to really sort of know your way around it. There's lots of deals going on left and right.
Oh, I know. Well, here's
what I love is,
I'm sorry, please. Sorry. No, please.
The thing that when you speak to these prop collectors, it's not only the props that they have, but the reason why they started collecting. It's like, oh, I wanted to build a relationship with my dad, or it reminds me of being with my grandfather. Right. And there's always like really deep stories and reasons and memories of why they got into props, which is what I really love about speaking to them. And then also it's really fun to see the props and
oh my God, and to hold them and just like look at them and white glove them. Here's the part that people don't know. Warner Brothers at the end of that film would literally throw all that stuff in the garbage or send it back to wardrobe. You know what I mean? But a majority of that stuff, like I've been in Warner Brothers costume house, and it's literally the size of an airplane hangar. Like they've got one whole row that must be 5 miles long just of Last Samurai. You know what I mean? So, but again, I've seen people pick the Star Trek Next Generation. They threw the whole bridge in the dumpster. Like
Flash Gordon. They literally, when we were chatting to the guys, they said they had a forklift truck just lifting stuff into a skip that they set fire to it.
Yep.
And Never Ending Story, they put it all under a giant protective sort of tarpaulin. It snowed. They literally did an insurance claim and bulldozed it all.
Right. I saw the head in somebody's garage the other day. They found the head. You know?
Nuts.
Listen, I wanted one of the boar worms from Flash Gordon. Not the boar worms.
Can you imagine? I'd love to have the actual whole wooden stump for that thing. Would be amazing.
Well, when we interviewed Peter Duncan, he had the monster from the bottom of the
he had the monster still.
It was still kind of working, which is kind of fun to see. But I definitely
props are a connection, a real connection. Yeah. A lot of people have that connection with parents or grandparents and the prop.
Yeah.
And Goodfellas, it seems there's a lot of real deep connections to grandfather kind of roles in the people we've interviewed.
Oh, no, I know.
Granddad, he was a big fan. He introduced me to it. And it's a really nice thing.
So I'm going to talk to you off air, maybe in a day or two, about something I'm doing in the UK, which you guys might love to get involved with. I wanted to ask you, and I never asked Paulie, and I never asked Chris, and I've never asked anybody else this question. I'm going to ask you. The beginning scene of the pizzeria, you know, where they punch Tootie in the stomach, then Paulie comes out and says, "Paulie," was that on the Warner Brothers lot or was that on a location? Do you know?
It's on location, and we've even within the film, we've got all the original location photographs, plans, and everything that show it all.
Was that a working pizzeria, or was that like
no, they built it. It was an empty building they built.
Okay.
And and it was majority of it was it 92 locations they shot.
Wow. Because the original pizzeria was called Presto Pizza.
Was it? I didn't know that.
Yeah. That was the original. And did you? And I'm sure you know at this point that Tootie actually had a wooden leg. He lost his leg during the Korean War.
Yeah.
But you had, and again, if you look, like, we've lost so many actors from that film. Ray Liotta was a biggie. We lost Tootie. We lost Paul Sorvino. We lost.
We were not far off shooting Paul Sorvino. We've been chatting to Chris and Dee Dee, and we were about to fly out. It was during COVID, difficult timings, and it was all lined up. Paul was ready to film for us, and we'd started inroads to Ray as well.
Yep.
And it was difficult. There was lots of complexities going on there that prevented it happening, which is a real shame.
Did you get a chance to talk to Paulie Walnuts?
No, didn't get to talk to him. He was happy by then.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes. You can ask me anything.
What was your opinion of Henry Hill? I know that you said that he obviously did things that knew that caused hurt to other people, but
the real Henry Hill?
Because he kind of came away from me like a bit of backstory about why he was getting attention and liked working for these guys.
Okay.
But you didn't really feel sorry for him, but you kind of liked him. So I'm curious what you thought of the real Henry.
Okay. Henry Hill sent my best friend's grandfather to prison to die.
Wow.
Okay.
That's not good.
Yeah. And Henry came to my studio when I was with Sirius XM, and he did the Italian thing. He brought me a gift, and it was an OxyContin 80 and a pound of coffee. Okay.
All right.
Did you talk to Lisa Caserta at all, Fat Lisa Caserta?
We did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if you didn't know, she owned the property on which Billy Batts was buried in Connecticut.
Right.
I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because everybody thinks Billy Batts was buried in New York. He was actually buried in Connecticut. Lisa's a character. I've had my ups and downs with her. She's...
to be fair to her, she's been very, very helpful and very nice to us. So, we've done an interview with her. She's been very helpful in other interviews we've needed.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever we could help, she's always been very willing to help us.
Right. And you know what? I break her chops. And I can tell you a Fat Lisa story, too. But she's in the stuff on YouTube. When I interviewed Henry, she brought him in and stuff. And, I ended up developing a friendship with her. But then she started representing more rats, like Frank Collada and Michael Francese's brother's wife. And I can't be around rats. Like, especially, like, imagine, would you want to be friends with me if I sent your grandfather to prison to die?
That's a difficult one.
Yeah, no.
Right.
It's a tough one for us as documentary makers. Sometimes we have to separate ourselves a little bit.
Oh no, I'm press. I'm press. I can't have an opinion. Like you were the first one to ever ask me my opinion on something, because I'm only supposed to present the facts, right?
Yeah.
And you see, like, and if you want to just talk about it off the cue for a minute, the Associated Press went off the reservation and they ruined the relationship between the White House and the Associated Press. They're not even allowed back there. I am iHeart, Spotify, all these, I'm press. No matter how I look at it, I'm media. I can't have an opinion, okay? So you were the first one to ever ask me my opinion about something in 16 years. In 16 years. But Henry was a rat. And he sent my best friend's grandfather to prison to die. He sent a lot of people to prison to die. So I got no respect for that. But I do have respect for filmmaking.
Yay!
Yeah, okay. So did I love the film? Yes. And I remember when Joe Pesci was cutting hair in Newark. I remember when Ray Liotta was cutting hair. I know when all these guys came up. You know, and again, like there's two sides to every story, or three or four, or whatever it is. Like with the Irishman, like everybody got mad, like, oh, Frank Sheeran didn't kill Jimmy Hoffa. It's one version of a story. You know, like there's another, like, because you know Henry got with somebody else and did a Lufthansa book, or Saul Robb or whoever did a Lufthansa book after Henry died, and you know, like there's still a bunch of his artwork floating around out there. Paul Vario's got some great artwork out there. I love Paul Vario's artwork. Like there's some great things that, because again, without Goodfellas, nobody would have ever known who Paul Vario was.
Yeah.
There's no video on Paul Vario. There's no wiretaps with Paul Vario's voice on it anywhere. You couldn't find 10 seconds of audio of Paul Vario anywhere on this planet.
He didn't like phones. He didn't like anybody listening to anything he was being told or anything he was saying.
Paulie didn't talk on phones. You know? And here's the
whole series of guys who would deal with his phone calls.
Right, and here's the funny part. Paulie's son's name is what?
Paulie.
No, Paulie's son's name is Pete.
Oh, Petey.
And, right, Petey, and then Pete's son's name is what?
Paulie.
And what's Paulie's son's name?
Petey.
And who were they all married to?
Marie.
Oh.
Of course.
That's the most truest part. Yeah, no, Big Paulie's son is Pete Beefy Vario, and Pete's son Paulie is Pork Chop Vario, and Paul's son Pete but he passed the bar and he's a lawyer in Manhattan.
Oh, amazing.
Right. God bless those guys. You know, I check in with Paulie every day. He was the best man at my wedding.
Wow.
Yeah. I love those guys. You know what I mean?
The thing about film, though, isn't it, in documentaries, it's almost, they need to be a stepping stone for people to watch it and go, I want to find out more about this person. Because unless you do, 15-hour documentaries, they're going to be so complex that they're such fascinating characters that there's only so much you can fit in.
It's a taster almost.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to segue back to On the Lamb, because Katharina had written a screenplay about it, and then she changed it for the book and just got published. And I asked Paulie a couple of days ago, how many stories did you insert into that book? He goes, maybe a few. Right. So it makes it so interesting. So here's the big part of the interview, and here's why I came on, or I prompted you guys, and thank you again for doing this interview. This is the important part to me. Anybody can say they're making a film, and I can say there's 1,000 people out there trying to get distribution. They're trying to do all these things. Post-production is a nightmare. Editing is a nightmare. And when I got asked, what do you think, because I've not talked to you until today. I talked to you a little bit in text. I don't get into conversations because I like the real energy, the day of. And if somebody asked me, what do you think their big dilemma is right now? I go, guaranteed post-production and editing. More than anything. Yeah. Because if people don't realize it, a real production house is going to charge you $30,000 minimum to edit. There's color correction. There's scoring. Shooting a movie is easy, right? But then then you got to be involved in the editing process. And then how many hard copies are you going to get before it passes? Because here's my thing. If you compromise your vision of what you see this to be, you're going to hate it. If I got to compromise something like, okay, I'll drink the coffee, but you don't have any sugar, but I'll drink it anyway. It's not going to be my favorite cup of coffee because I compromised putting sugar in it. Right. So for you to be able to do because again, you could edit it yourself and I'll be like, oh, it'll be on YouTube next week.
Yeah.
Right. We're not doing a YouTube special. Right. You want to give this thing the energy behind that it deserves. So I'm going to guess, and I'm here to help. Okay. Is that your biggest problem right now? Because everybody knows that you're trying to raise money. First of all, if you raise the money that you needed right now, where would that money be going?
Well, the good news for us at the moment is we have a professional edit suite here. So the editing side of things is complete and picture locked, which is great.
Your
so
lips
we're
to God's
currently
ears.
we're literally picture locked, and we've submitted to a number of key festivals that we want to debut at this year.
Okay.
The last thing we're doing a raise for at the moment is we have color correction, which is we're doing with one of the best color correctors in London, who does Peaky Blinders and some of the really big stuff over here.
You're blessed.
So that's locked in that we're doing.
Okay.
You have sound that's again a whole period of hugely important to make sure that sound's all done.
Yeah,
that's all being
these
done.
are all important for deliverables. You won't get distribution without it.
No, exactly. And this isn't, I want to state clearly here, this is not some YouTube documentary. Not that
correct.
That's on YouTube.
Right. I wouldn't have you on the show. I would not have you on the show.
This is a feature film that will be distributed, which will be worldwide distributed, and we want to go to the very highest level. So what we're basically looking for help for at the moment is we're in our finishing process. Legal costs. You have a bunch of lawyers that go through everything, cross-check everything to make sure it's all legally correct.
Well, let me tell people why. Because when you turn this in, legal's going to go, oh, wait, Chris Serrano didn't sign off. They literally have to go checks and balances over everything. Oh, did you? Because here's the problem. Let's just say you didn't have permission to shoot Chris Serrano, right? Yeah. He can come back later, because I'm going to buy the film from you for $1 million, right? Then all of a sudden, Chris Serrano is turning around suing me from releasing it because he never signed off on it.
Yeah.
Right. That's one of the problems with post-production. Legal's important. They got to make sure that if you're protecting the brand, you're protecting the people on it. Because if somebody finds out you didn't do all that, you guys will never make another film.
No, and that's with all of the films we've done, we do everything by the book. Everything's done legally, everything's cleared legally. And it's a real headache, and it's really expensive, and it takes time. But if you want to be, a documentary that's seen worldwide, and as Lisa often says to me, once these films are made, they're out forever. So this has to be right.
Right.
It can't be,
right.
we can't cut corners.
Right. Because there's a limited theater release, then there's the digital release, then there's the retail release, and then there's the international distribution. Yeah. So literally as filmmakers, and again, if people don't understand how this works, I'm an investor, okay? And it used to be I got my capital back plus 8% interest at the beginning when you get the first check, right? Investors always get paid back first. Now the standard is I get my capital and 15% back. Okay, so on a $2 million budget, you're not going to see $2 million on a theatrical release. You're not going to see $2 million on a documentary in a release on Hulu or anywhere else. You're going to see maybe $250,000 if you're lucky, especially with a documentary. Third quarter retail, okay, we're getting a little bit there, right? So maybe we'll do like $1 million in retail. Okay, so now I'm still not paid back as an investor, and you're still not seeing money back. What ends up happening is fourth quarter international release, then the big checks come, everybody's paid back, now we can sit back and eat. But we're talking about a year from now. You know what I mean? That's right. People don't understand that we take care of our investors first. I'm not going out there buying a new car. I'm not going out there wearing new clothes. No, I'm delivering this project, bringing it over the finish line, and taking care of my investors. And by doing the legal is taking care of your investors. You're protecting the brand. You're protecting your investors. You're protecting all these things and not flying by the seat of your pants. So, right.
Because as independently sort of produced as we are, we've always done this, by the book. And that's always the hardest thing for us is making sure that everything's done to the point that when we come to distribute, it's all there.
It's still quality.
Yeah, and it's quality, but we own it. We control it in terms of making sure it's what we want it to be creatively.
Right.
It hasn't become some horror half-hour TV format. But it's tough. So that's kind of the biggest battle we fight is when we get to the end. It's 5 years on. Everybody's asking you, how's that Goodfellas thing going? Your parents are saying, oh, how's that thing coming on? And you're like, oh, it's nearly there, Dad. It's nearly there,
I mean,
Mum.
we don't take
And
salaries. We don't pay our
We've
bills.
never paid ourselves.
Right.
Anything
No,
we've
right,
ever
right.
made
You're not gonna. You're the
gone
last
back
ones to
in
gonna
to
see
make
money. You are the last ones that are going to see any money. You know what I mean?
But we do, we want this thing to be right, and we are, thankfully, we're right at the finish line, which is great.
But what I will say is what's been really lovely over the course of this whole Life After journey from Flash onwards is that the people who have supported us in the crowdfunds and purchased our Blu-rays and VHS on the website. And
I think that's great. I think it's great.
It's almost like a really close Life After family. And I don't say that kind of with a pinch of salt.
Right.
It's like we know the names of the people and we kind of Zoom with people. And it really is a special experience to have this community behind us. And so anyone that kind of supports our projects, it really does kind of become this wonderful nostalgia-loving community that we're building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yup. And now once it's released, you're going to have to go and watch it with a bunch of people 1,000 more times, right?
You know what? I'm proud of this film. I'm happy to watch it multiple times.
Oh, I know. Like, cause when I did the tour with the Warriors, I'm like, I must have watched the Warriors like 1,800 times in like 3 months.
Where you're in festivals and you don't expect to watch it. You skip out after 10 or 15
Because
minutes.
normally I use festivals as like a last run. I go, oh, is there anything that we could change? Maybe we could cut 15 minutes, maybe. But this one I feel like it'll be in festivals and I won't have to feel like I'll come back and tweak it.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel, being in the film industry, that you join the circus?
All the time.
You
go out with the cymbal between our legs and the drum on our back, and we're off like doing them.
My head's in a lion's mouth.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure it's not me. Okay, I'm just making sure, because people have to understand that you have to produce something else while you're producing this in front of you. Like, you have to always be like, because you can't. Like, you already know you're not going to make money for a year, so you have to be producing something else behind it. So, like, when you're waiting for that money, you got something else going on, and it's like, right. That's the right.
We're not even sure we're going to make money.
Right. Like, I don't work. I mean, no disrespect to anybody that works at Bunnings, right? But if you're gonna, I can't work at Bunnings for 8 hours and then come home and play film producer. Yeah. Like, I want to go for the sausage sizzle. See, I know how to touch hearts. How can people help? Please tell us.
Well, we're running a Kickstarter which finishes on Saturday, and this Kickstarter is to do the very last few bits. This isn't like are you going to put some money into Kickstarter and is it going to ever finish? Every time we've crowdfunded, we've always delivered, and this film is coming out. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
This just helps us keep all these quality, stages at the last bit.
Right.
It's on Kickstarter.
So just Life After Goodfellas.
Life After Goodfellas.
Okay.
We've actually they managed to go across our kind of deadline, which is amazing.
Yep.
But we're obviously open, and we are looking anything we can raise on this. The more money we can bring in, always will go all of it into the film. It will be more marketing, more whatever. This isn't ever a cash grab for us. This is
it'll go into the Blu-ray
next. Like, because again, if you and you got to think about guilt by association. I can't be affiliated with cash grabbers. Like,
no,
right? Like, I'm getting a film and a servo pie out of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you might get 2 servo pies if you like. We'll get you 2 of them.
I'm getting a frozen Coke from not Burger King. What's it called? Not Burger King. It's
Mackie D.
Yeah.
You can have a slushy.
Or I'm getting some chips from Red Rooster. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So definitely everything we raise, and also the thing about crowdfunding is you always kind of put the amount that you're after lower than what you really need, because it's such a fine balance of not wanting to put it too high and it puts people off.
But the problem is, on your desktop right now is a thing called a budget, and on your laptop, on that budget, there's a below the line and above the line, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, well, we can't really get rid of the servo pies because we'll starve to death. You know?
But, maybe we can half the servo pies. We'll have half the
that's
servo
my point, right? So, again, and I tell my friends, I tell my kids, like everybody's like, "How do you do what you do?" It's what are you willing to sacrifice to do it?
Yeah,
because we have to do it.
Yeah, and that's the real part. Like, you can make a film. You can buy, because I drive. I have a Ford Falcon XP Coupe, 1976 Ford Falcon XP Coupe. And
nice.
Yeah, and I've got a General Lee, and I've got, how people are like, how'd you get it? I'm like, I ate bologna for a year. Right.
I quite like bologna, to be honest.
Really?
What's the Australian bologna? What's it called?
Like Devon.
Darren. Yeah. Devon. Devon.
Devon.
Yeah. Please, we feed Devon to the magpies.
Or spam in England. Spam
right.
would be the English.
Spam and eggs, mate. Yep. Yep. I know. So what I'm going to do?
Enjoy and get coffee.
Good coffee. Hey, now you're making fun of me over here.
I want some of that Goodfellas food. Everything they cook in that film.
God.
Oh my God! When Paulie's cooking the sausages at the end, when he's like coming to him for the money, and
you got to put the pork.
No, but when he's cooking the sausages at the end and he's giving Ray Liotta the money, I'm like, I want those. Put those in 2 pieces of bread and just ketchup and bring them over.
Paulie was having a sausage sizzle. I'm telling you, not too many onions. I only put 2 in. Come on, it's so funny because because Paulie's like, yeah, no, he really used to shave garlic with a razor blade. Like a lot of these little things that you wouldn't think were true were really true. I need a favor from you. I need you when we get off the phone because I have to put a description in your show. Send me links to the crowdfund. Send me links to where we can find you. Send me links to everything and anything having to do with it. I'm going to put them in the description. This is going out over the world in literally in an hour. I'm going to ask you to please share it to your social media.
Amazing.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. It's really nice to meet kindred spirits.
No. We're going to catch up. I got something good for you coming. Let's get you through this. You guys take a big long 3 month take a 3-month nap, right? And I'm coming to the UK with a very good mate of mine, and we got something to put in front of you that you're absolutely going to love. Absolutely.
Amazing. When are you going to come to the UK?
I'm sorry. We started talking about it this morning. I'll keep you in the loop. So do me a favor. Do you want to give shout outs to anybody? You want to say hi to anybody since I got you on?
Well, we'd love to say a big thank you to Chris Cerrone just for how amazing he's been.
He's been wonderful.
And really everybody that we've met on this process has been fantastic, yourself included. It's like a magnet, Goodfellas, pulling in all these wonderful people that we've met.
And also the fact, we would email Christy Thea and she sends us all her art directors sketches and photos, and then Kevin Corrigan does a Zoom with us and sends photos, and it's kind of like a really family.
Yeah,
it feels like a family,
right?
Yeah.
But now you've got this 100-pound elephant on your back that you got to get it done, or you're gonna, you don't want to let people down.
This is 100%. By the end of March, this film will be done, finished,
and we're really
then we're out doing the festival circuit, and it's all in motion already. We're basically putting it in motion and hoping that the crowdfund works, and then we can pay for it all. But no, there's nothing going to stop this film being made. We've got 5 years of hard love and labor behind it. So
okay, well, like I said, you can help yourself to any of my Henry footage.
Amazing.
And again, please send me every link as soon as we get off the phone. I'm going to put it all in the description, how people can help. And again, thank you so much for doing the show, man. And thank you guys.
Amazing, Erik.
Amazing.
Thanks, man.
And just share the show on your social media when you get a chance.
Of course you will.
Love you guys. Cheers, mates.
Take care.
Bye. All right, so that was just great. So I'm going to say it one more time. The Sopranos get together on the 2nd and 3rd of March in Florida. Get your tickets at thisthingofOursPodcast.com. Give them a call. Sponsors, if you're listening, you want Sopranos to talk about your products, give us a call, and I'm going to take you out of here with some Frankie Lyman. And we'll be back on Wednesday with Scotty Schwartz. And Friday, we got Oksana Lada from The Sopranos. I'm Erik Danger 9 Heist, and I am Audi 5000.
I'm not a juvenile delinquent.
No, no.
Radio just got even better with services and features no one else has. Real live radio and your music in one app. Plus, you can now get unlimited skips. Play any song. Instantly replay or add songs directly to your playlist that you hear on the radio. Even take your music offline and listen data-free. There's nothing else like it. Open the app or download it now. The new and improved iHeartRadio. Get it today.